A few days ago, a collaboration between several YouTube channels called One Marvelous Scene was unveiled. The idea is to make a video essay celebrating and analyzing one scene from the MCU. Many popular channels actually collaborated with their videos, but since those videos were released, everyone seems to be grabbing the spotlight and making a video of their own. So I thought, why not make a video of my own? When I took a minute to think about great scenes from the MCU, my mind raced to epic scenes such as when the Avengers first assemble, when the Guardians of the Galaxy defeat Ronan, or when Thor uses his unhinged powers over a Led Zeppelin classic. Then I thought about the striking moments in these films. The Shield/Hydra twist from Winter Soldier, the reveal and fight at the end of Civil War, and of course... But overall, my thoughts darted straight to my favorite MCU film to date. Captain America: The Winter Soldier for me redefined what the MCU could be. Early on in the MCU's history, the separate films seemed to be somewhat disorganized. Each film felt different and without much to connect the dots. But following the instant success of the Avengers, it actually seemed like the MCU was headed down the road to destruction with forgettable and disjointed installments like Iron Man 3 and Thor: The Dark World. Looking ahead, I figured that a Captain America film co-starring Black Widow and a new superhero named Falcon did not bode well. But as soon as the film began, I realized just how wrong I was about the future of the MCU. I've always described The Winter Soldier as feeling like a superhero espionage thriller. The Russo brothers have very openly stated that paranoia thrillers from the 1970s served as inspiration for the film. What is clear when watching this movie is what is also clear in a film like The Dark Knight. Superhero movies do not always need to be lighthearted. If you are cautious with your writing and stick to a certain tone, you can make an entirely serious superhero film. Winter Soldier has visceral, realistic shootouts and fight sequences, grounded stakes, and balanced humor. I thought for a long time about what is the scene. What scene do you show someone to explain why the movie is so great? Would you show them one of the thrilling, intense action sequences like the highway shootout or elevator fight? Perhaps the massive twist from the Zola scene or the emotional impact of the final fight between Cap and Bucky? All of these are decent selections for fantastic scenes from the film. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized I was overthinking it. The scene from Captain America: The Winter Soldier is the opening run scene. An opening scene has a lot resting on its shoulders. It must establish the main characters, introduce some form of conflict, and set the tone for the film. But most importantly, an opening scene needs to draw the audience into the world. This is why many MCU films open with the big and bold. Iron Man's opening scene blasts AC/DC music over a massive shootout scene, and Thor: Ragnarok opens with Led Zeppelin music while Thor battles a medieval dragon. Both of these opening scenes are effective, but they are loud, bright, and clearly meant to grab the audience's attention. Both the Russo brothers and screenwriters Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, on the other hand, opt to earn the audience's attention. The movie opens with nothing but a character who we do not know casually running through the National Mall early in the morning. As unceremoniously as any other runner, Steve speeds past Sam, politely saying, "On your left." Alan Silvestri's theme from the first Captain America movie is used when Steve runs into frame. The audience can see that the world of the film is very much modern. Despite the fact that Steve is an old song from a different time, it doesn't mean that he cannot fit into a new world. This brief piece of music is establishment for the conflict surrounding Cap in the film. He is out of time and attempting to find his place in the world. The second and third time Steve passes Sam, we get our first bit of excellent banter between them. Both this and the preceding scene where Steve talks to Sam are shot mainly using tripod shots or subtle dollies. There is nothing elaborate about the cinematography which will draw the audience in. The Russo brothers are telling the audience that this isn't a film about the big and bold. Even though there are larger-than-life action sequences to come, this is a movie about characters. The dialogue scene and running scene take place at different times of day, but they are very much the same scene. We get limited dialogue which introduces us to Sam and his charismatic attitude. He is the soldier of the modern day who is optimistic but has clearly been affected by the war which he has seen. Cap, on the other hand, is the soldier from the past and is getting used to the new world. The scene ends when action is introduced. Black Widow is established and the film seamlessly transitions from character development to action. which is the perfect summary of Captain America the Winter Soldier and the style of the Russo brothers as a whole. Character development is first on their list of priorities. They open not with a massive action sequence on an aircraft carrier, but on two men running in the morning and exchanging friendly banter. If you came for the action, you will be thrilled later in the film. But for the opening, the Russo brothers trust that you will be drawn in for the characters. Last note about this scene, I want to personally thank you, Sam, for your absolutely perfect music recommendation.
Marvin Gaye, 1972 Trouble Man soundtrack. Everything you missed, jammed into one album.
I'll put it on the list.
Let's take it from the top.